Hey guys, Allie Entertainment here. It took me a while. I was going around the whole house trying to find the perfect sunlight, and this seems to be the spot. I mean, you can still see the glares back there from the window, but this seems to be the best spot to see me. Anyway, you guys, we are going to do a movie review today on the movie Tonya. So this movie's actually been out for, I think, 2 months? I think 2 months. Anyway, we have a small movie theater, so we don't get as many movies as we would like. And because this movie, I guess, is up for a bunch of awards, they're just like, let's bring it into the theater and let's get it. So the reason I went to see this movie, kind of what drew me in, is this is actually based on a true story. And I love movies based on a true story. So if you guys don't know what Tonya is, it follows Tonya Harding rise among the ranks of the U.S. figure skating champions. But her future in this activity is thrown in doubt when her ex-husband intervenes. So I think it was 93 or 94, there was this huge thing about Tonya Harding was like the bad girl of skating, and they had Nancy Kerrigan, who was the good girl, and I don't know, there was this whole plot put together, I don't know, that anyway, so Nancy Kerrigan ended up getting her knee bashed in by Tonya Harding's bodyguard, and there was just this huge trial about, you know, just about the whole thing, that Tonya kind of set it up, but, you know, she wanted to get her story out there and get the story straight, because I'm sure a lot of people have always been wondering exactly what happened. And you know what, this movie pretty much, you know, it's all her saying, so you don't know if all of it's true. Like, I'm hoping that this movie is fairly accurate. Just finding out all this information, like, I was 8 at the time, and I know I heard the story because I loved watching these two figure skate, but yeah, I was 8 at the time, so I didn't really understand. So I guess the whole movie kind of, you know, explains that. But what I like about this movie is it didn't go just into the incident. What it did is it showed, you know, Tanya's whole life, how she grew up, her dysfunctional kind of family, her mother. Wow. If that's how her mother is, I feel so bad for her. Like, she kept getting beaten, and that she was no good. She kept being called, like, white trash and all this, like, kind of thing. She had to make her own figure skating costumes, everything like that. She wasn't allowed to socialize with other girls, and yeah, I definitely feel bad for her, because no child should have to go through any of that. Like a drunken mom that hits her, and I don't know, like, just how it was portrayed in the movie, I felt really bad. So the people in the movie, we have Margot Robbie, who plays Tonya Harding. She did an amazing job, and what's actually pretty cool is I researched the movie after the fact and kind of, you know, saw the figure skating from Margot and from the real Tonya Harding, and they were spot on like the moves, the costumes. Maybe that's even Tonya Harding's real costumes, and they look really similar. There was one part of the movie where Tanya was growing up, and once she got to teenager, Margot Robbie was playing a 15-year-old, and I laughed. I'm sitting there looking at her, and I'm sitting there looking at the other girls in the movie, and I'm just like, seriously, she does not look 15. Like, seriously, they should have got somebody else to play the teenage years. But maybe there wasn't anybody that looked close enough to Tonya Harding. I don't know. That was my only, I guess, critique on the movie, was she didn't look 15. Anyway, we got Sebastian Stan, who plays Jeff, her ex-husband, and then we got Allison Janney, who plays Tonya Harding's mom, LaVon Golden. And Tonya. Allison Janney is up for an award. She did an amazing job portraying that character. Oh my God, she made that character look mean and harsh, and I would not want to have a mother like that. So I definitely feel bad for Tonya Harding, and the first guy that shows interest in her, of course, she's gonna be like, I'm gonna, date you. You're the first person that shows interest in me. And anyway, her husband ends up kind of beating her, and she tries to get away multiple times. And I don't know what happened, but Tonya Harding's ex-husband's friend is apparently the bodyguard, but he was never really a bodyguard. He was just somebody that kind of hung around, and apparently he was dumb as bricks. I don't know. So he wanted to, I don't know what he did, but apparently the bodyguard friend, put in a scare to make Tonya Harding not skate, that if she skated, she'd be shot. And so Tonya and the ex-husband kind of thought it was maybe another teammate. So Tanya's ex-husband kind of was like, let's send threatening letters to Nancy Kerrigan and whatnot like that. And Tonya overheard all that, but she never really put anything together. And I guess the bodyguard, I don't know, devised his own plan, hired a goon, and the goon went and smashed the knee and everything like that. And then this whole thing went to trial, I guess. Nobody ended up getting a bunch of jail time. It was just a few years. The bodyguard, of course, got pinned for it, and as well as the guy that hit Nancy Kerrigan with the tire iron. And then the ex-husband got 3 years in jail or something for orchestrating it all. And then Tonya Harding said she had no knowledge of what was happening, but she did overhear them planning something, but she didn't intervene or step in or contact the authorities. So she was charged with, I guess, knowing and not doing anything about it. So she got, I think, 3 years probation and had to pay a fine, and then they did not want her to figure skate anymore, which honestly was pretty sad. I mean, telling somebody they cannot do, their hopes and dreams is hard. A lot of people, when they are told they can't do anything, they just get into this downward spiral of depression. But Tonya didn't. I guess in the end of the movie, it kind of showed her, getting her life back on track. She went into a different sport, into boxing. She has a 7-year-old son, so she seems to be doing good, but I'm sure she definitely misses figure skating, and she was definitely really good at it. I don't know what else to say. People are giving it a really good reviews. I don't know what else. Getting a few. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good movie. I mean, I went with my mom, and my mom was kind of like, I don't really care. I mean, she kind of lived through all of that, all the competitions. Like, my mom loved watching figure skating, so she watched all of the competitions that were going on, and she knew probably more about what was going on in the news with the whole hitting of the knee and everything like that. So she was kind of bored. It was a long movie. It was 2 hours long, but I found it awesome, except for the part about Tonya Harding in the movie. Didn't look like much. I think my Netflix is going to turn on in a second. Anyway, it's probably going to turn on to the TV. You guys, on my 5 fingers, I give it a 4.5 just because I'm a huge fan of documentaries, whatever. And after this movie, it made me want to search online. I went on YouTube and I looked up Tonya Harding, and I watched some of her videos. And she also has this Lies and Truth with Tonya Harding. It's like a few-part series. It's a complete interview with Tonya Harding, so it was definitely interesting, but I definitely feel bad for her. Anyway, I hope I didn't lose your guys' attention with this kind of like rant and review. I hope you found it helpful, and if you're into that type of movie, definitely check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. You guys have yourself a great day. Bye.